The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is Swoosh and John Doe.
Hello.
G'day.
And today we're gonna go through the bizarre goings-on of Ezra Miller. Editor Seth here. Just wanted to put a quick content warning for the discussion we're about to have about Ezra Miller. Part of the allegations currently slated against him is a restraining order to do with grooming and inappropriate contact with a minor. I know such topics can be somewhat triggering for people, so just wanted to give you a heads up. If you don't want to hear about our discussion, jump forward 8 minutes and you'll be clear of it. Otherwise, back to the podcast. For those who don't know, that is the person playing the Flash in the current run of DC films.
The one who can't run properly.
Yeah, that one.
The one who runs like a baby that has shat itself. I cannot look past that.
That's it.
So,
Everyone's got polished floors, man. You can't help but slip.
So here's the Cliff Notes version, and if you'd like more information, do ask. So he has 3 drunken arrests in Hawaii, one of which is a felony arrest.
That's when you know you've done a drunken arrest right. Like,
yeah.
When it's not just, right, you're drunk and disorderly, just go the fuck home. When they actually go, no, that's a felony charge. Like, holy fuck, I was proper drunk.
Yeah. You get to be a guest of the state tonight. Welcome.
Yeah.
He was then hit with a restraining order for grooming / inappropriate contact with a minor.
I'm sorry, what? Like,
I'll repeat that. A restraining order for grooming / inappropriate contact with a minor.
Did he actually flash?
I don't have a lot of...
What's under my trench coat? Hey!
I don't have an awful lot of information on that. But the restraining order was issued. At this point, Ezra kind of turned into a little bit of a cryptid around Hawaii. Because, of course, police were looking for him. Okay. So he'd, post pictures and appear in pictures of other people's. And it was a bit weird.
So he played a live-action game of Catch Me If You Can.
Huh?
That's awesome.
That's terrifying. So he knew he was wanted on a warrant and was just fucking with them.
Just shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Then there's a possible kidnapping.
Was this of the minor that he was trying to groom?
No, different people. Although...
Jesus Christ.
That has been... that may have been changed because the person who supposedly he kidnapped has said that that he wasn't kidnapping them, he was helping them out, but we don't know an awful lot. And this all culminated in Ezra showing up in another country as part of a felony burglary.
Wait, how did we go from Hawaii to... What country did he end up in, actually?
Alright, I'll give you the long version.
So, well, he's the Flash. He just fucking ran there. Hey.
That's a good point.
It's like he's literally just got a checklist and go, alright, so how badly can I fuck up my life? I'm going to work my way down this list. Drunk and disorderly. Felony drunk and disorderly. Kitty fiddler. Holy fuck, there's a list. Jesus.
He's going to break Shia LaBeouf's record for crazy.
All he needs now is to just do it. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
So, this is the long version. So, basically, arrested 3 times in Hawaii, twice in bar brawls, 1 at a private party. That's the one that was the felony.
Ooh.
He then had a restraining order filed against him by a mother who claims Ezra had been grooming her daughter, currently 18, but claims it began while she was a minor. Then he disappeared in Hawaii. Then there's the claim that he kidnapped, held a woman against her will and her 2 children, although the woman claims that Ezra is helping her get away from an abusive relationship. Father says otherwise. Court seems to agree there's been a protective order placed to remove the child from the mother's custody. And most recently he got arrested and charged with felony burglary. It is just an insane, like, what the hell happened to Ezra?
And this only happened like a really short amount of time, right?
Like a month.
That's a quick downhill slope. That's a real...
Yeah, like
if anything's
that's
got a polished
swan
floor,
dive
it's
to the
that
rocks
fucking
below.
downhill slope.
Yeah, fuck. But like, so he left Hawaii to go and commit these break-and-enters, right?
The felony burglary was in Vermont.
Oh,
So
fun.
back to the mainland. Fuck, let's do a B&E. Sure, why not?
Why was it? Did he offer any explanation as to why he was breaking and entering?
Not that I've been able to run down that's a reliable source.
I want to know, like, what went through his head. At that point, he must be in for a penny, in for a pound, right? He just must see, like, well, fuck it. If I'm in, I'm going for the highest score. What else can I tick off the list? Like, I can't think of any other reason he'd do this much weird shit so quickly.
I don't know. Like, the most reliable article I've got say that police discovered several bottles of alcohol had been taken from the residence while the owners were not home. After collecting statements and looking at surveillance videos, police found probable cause to charge Miller with felony burglary.
So he
So
just
he broke
went in
in
and
to
probably
steal
stole
their wine.
half a bottle of vodka. Like,
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have
The
all
weird thing
the
is...
info. I've been trying to dig around for a bit of, like, reliable articles, but, like, the Cliff Notes is damning enough. It's like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
there goes his career anyway. Like,
Yeah.
you can't run fast
And yet
enough to get
DC
rid of those charges.
No, he'll come back as a
DC's still
reverse Flash.
putting
He's
out
already
the Flash movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're still putting it out, aren't they?
Yeah.
I
Apparently,
don't
through all of this,
know
he's
why.
still been filming scenes.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I read a thing the
That-
other day. Apparently, he's still been filming scenes while the court cases are all going through. Like, wow.
Did they just not realize that he had warrants out for him, or is he? Well, while the court's going on, that makes sense. But fuck, how is it still
don't know,
going?
man.
Didn't they can a bunch of other shit recently because of like anything to do with the actors involved?
I mean, Disney stopped some stuff, and it's still very up in the air why the Batgirl movie got canned. But I would have thought any of this, like, okay, if you want to look at something that's more concrete that we know facts about, look back at the Johnny Depp case.
Yeah. The minute there was allegations, not even charges, allegations, you dropped from everything.
Yeah.
Like everything that had him in, he was like, "Oh, we could just replace him from shit. It's fine." It's like, what the fuck?
You tried doing a
And-
fucking Pirates of the Caribbean movie without him, because
Yeah.
it ain't gonna fucking happen.
It's not going to happen at all. And then they're still releasing this Flash movie. Like, I'm pretty sure most people might end up boycotting that movie on principle. I mean, I was never planning to watch it.
Surprised.
Like, I really don't give two shits about the Flash, and I don't like the way he portrays him. So, meh.
Also, DC's current run of movies have not been super great.
Oh god, I really wish they'd stop trying to make every character Batman. Please.
I know.
They're
Well,
not
I
all
mean-
dark and broody. I swear.
That's why there's only any hope for Shazam, because it seems to be the one time they've realized, wait a minute, a little bit of humor helps.
They were doing so well with Wonder Woman, like the first one, and then they fucked it with the second one. So you were on the right path. It wasn't quite there yet, but it was getting there. And then it's like, nah, dark and broody. Fuck.
But
Wonder
that
Woman's
it was just a
problem
shit
wasn't
movie.
dark and broody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
That
That didn't help
movie's
it.
plot is garbage on fire.
But I swear they try and make every one of them Batman, and I hate it because they made like Superman dark and broody. It's like Superman's not meant to be about Superman. It's always about Clark Kent. That's how this works. You can't beat Superman, so you deal with the alter ego and fuck him up there. That's fine. But
And generally, Superman is supposed to be the more hopeful beacon of truth and justice
Yeah.
in the American way.
he's bright and shiny. He's meant to be bold colors. He, basically wears the flag anyway. And for some reason, they always just any live action they do, they fuck with it. But their animated stuff is fucking amazing. It's weird.
Yeah.
Their animated,
The animated
stuff is really
a lot
fun.
better than Marvel's animated stuff, or I've enjoyed it
Oh
more
yeah,
anyway.
no. Marvel can't do an animated thing to save their life half the time, but I swear to God, all the DC stuff has been great. Like, I really enjoyed Young Justice. That's one of their animated ones.
Why don't they get the fucking writers from those shows to write the fucking movies?
Because they always want to get some fucking, like, I'll get this, fancy movie writer in. It's like, but they don't know the source material. Just do what Marvel did originally and bring in guys who wrote for the comics to consult. Like, someone.
What seems dumb is even if they wanted to do dark and gritty, okay, fine, do that. Because some of your animated stuff has done that.
Yeah.
The animated version of the Flashpoint event is brutal as fuck.
Yeah. Is that the one where Wonder Woman kills Shazam, which is at that point a collection of crippled children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's that one where one of the characters goes into the multiverse? Is it that movie?
I don't think it's that one, Flashpoint. But
there's one where like he goes to the alternate universe and he meets like goes to the universe where Bruce is the one that got shot in the alley instead of his parents.
That's Flashpoint because he comes back and hands
mother's Joker and his father's
yes,
Batman.
Yes, it is. Yes, I remember now. It's been a while since I watched Flashpoint.
Yeah.
More to the point as to why they I know they'd been talking about doing Flashpoint, but like that animated one is great, and like when he goes to that side world with Bruce's parents being alive, and it's dark as shit.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to do dark still, it's been done better by you.
Yeah. Like,
you don't need to compete with yourself. Just do yourself better.
Yeah. Just go to the 2D guys and go, hey, can we just borrow that story now? Thank you, bye. And just do that. Like, you have a winning thing there. It works.
You literally have a script.
Yeah.
You have scenes set out. You've got everything laid out for it. Now just go, okay, let's do this whole thing live action. And be done with it.
Honestly, I would watch that. If their advertising was like, we made Flashpoint, it is literally live action scene for scene, the animated one. We're like, ooh, I remember there being some fucking kick-ass things in there. I'm going to watch this.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and you can even, like, the animated is a great place to look for on-brand humor. I still always remember in one of the team-up movies, they're going through a sewer and it's Green Lantern and Batman talk, and he's like, is your thing really just you're a normal person but you dress like a bat? That seems kind of lame.
It's pretty
and
lame.
Batman's like, what does the ring do? And he's holding Green Lantern's ring, having somehow removed it from him.
Yeah.
At which point he just falls into the sewer water because he doesn't have his powers.
That entire movie was just a flex for Batman, which is great, because when they go and collect Superman, I think it is, and he's like zooming at them, it's like, well, he's gonna kill us. Like, no, he wounds, he doesn't kill. Like, right? Which he stops. It's like, fair? But that and the nonchalant Doomsday backhand to the Green... They shit on Green Lantern a lot in this movie, and I love it. Because they backhand the Green Lantern, who just falls over and gets smacked into a building, falls down, and then two parademons just appear and start punching the shit out of him. Like, it's great. I love it.
But I mean, like, that lets the humor exist within serious scenes.
Yeah.
You don't have to kill a moment or butcher a character to have that shit work.
Or even have it like, there's one of the animated movies they did where Superman gets backhanded, gets thrown into the ocean, and then he's literally gone for like 3/4 or 2/3 of the fucking movie, and then he pops up right at the end from the landings. Go, by the way, he landed in the ocean. He's just been hanging around with us. Like, you didn't come back and help. Like, you're a dick. Like, you knew that. Like, how much is it gonna fuck people up? And you just, guess I'm underwater now. Okay. Like,
yeah.
Have that happen in a fucking movie where Superman is literally just fucks off.
Yeah. It's like, just the whole thing of like, you gonna come help? Nah, you got this. I believe in you. Just hangs up communicator, disappears for a couple of days.
But like, you get this gambit of the characters either being gritty or fun or some blend of the two all the time in the animated stuff. And let's face it, it's why we like the Marvel stuff so much, because they do blend the two concepts.
They kept the campiness, but also moved
until
into
they do
the
fucking Love and Thunder, and then it's just wrong. Everything about the movie is wrong.
I have not seen it yet.
It's on my watch list. I'll get to it eventually.
I'll wait until it comes out on streaming.
Yeah.
Given that Disney has that 45-day wait time. It's like, if I don't see something the first week it comes out, I'm probably not gonna.
If I hadn't already seen it in the cinema, I'd probably cancel a Disney Plus subscription just so I could watch it for free.
Oh, wow. Wow, that bad.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be a
Okay,
rip apart.
from like, Endgame at the top and Eternals at the bottom, like, where are we sitting?
I'd dig through Eternals to get Love and Thunder.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
Eternals is an absolute dumpster fire.
It's like this movie doesn't know what it wants to be. And it's they've tried to, we're going to do this. Oh, now this would be cool to do. And it's like they haven't had a coherent idea of this is the story we're going to tell and this is the theme we're going to have for it. It's like every character has to have their, oh my God, I'm the funniest person in the room. But we're going to do it like this. And oh, we're going to do this. But we're not really going to, it's fucking annoying. Everything about it is, they've gone campy and then they've gone fucking bad campy.
Fair.
I mean, that's disappointing given the fact that the trailers and stuff looked like it was going to be like this absolute, like, 80s power metal, like, just load of fun. That's
and it
disappointing
absolutely could have been, but it's not the vibe I got from it at all. It would just annoyed me. That, like, after Ragnarok was like, oh my God, this is fucking brilliant. Like, this is a great direction. Yeah. It's like, you lost your compass and now you're just wandering.
On the plus side, if we want happy 80s fun, we are getting that live action version of Heavy Metal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we never talked about this. Damn.
Yeah, no, we missed it last time, but I'm actually fucking keen for that. I love that old that movie that came out for it.
So, the new thing that's coming out isn't a movie, it's a set of shorts.
An anthology thing, yeah.
Kind of like Love, Death and Robots. And it looks really good. The first one, though, is... my mind's blanking on the character's name, which is really
I can't
bad.
remember, but it's the Green Orb.
But the chick from the animated movie, they're doing her in live action, and it's just like, what the fuck? This looks great! The trailer was amazing.
Yeah, and like the trailer for it, there are a few IPs like, I really want to see more of that world. That looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And everything about it's like, oh my God, I don't even know what that IP is, but I want it now.
I'm hype.
Absolutely.
Because I kind of forgot that was happening for a while, then I found, like, in our Discord, I found the thing again, like, oh my God, the trailer! Watching this again! And I enjoyed all of it.
Did it have a release date on it?
I think it just said coming soon.
I think it was this year, but it's probably going to be, like, Christmassy times.
Yeah, there's no... I just pulled up the trailer again. It doesn't have anything specific set to it, which is a little sad because I would have really liked to have been able to be like, oh, hey, we remembered this thing existed and it's coming out soon.
I mean, like,
it doesn't have anything.
I've been holding... Like, what's keeping me afloat at the moment is I've been watching Season 2 of Primal, and holy hell, that series is fun.
I've heard that, but I haven't actually ever watched it, so...
No, the animated movie for it was great, which is... It's just a caveman...
Oh, sorry.
That one, not the other one.
I'm thinking about something else. My bad.
There is another TV show called Primal, and it is not great. But the animated one for Primal is just a caveman and his pet dinosaur roaming around having adventures. And holy shit, is it fun. But the most recent one made me confused. I thought I was watching the wrong episode of something, a completely different thing. It's really interesting. But yeah, no. There's like very little dialogue at all in the second season, but the first season has none, like, as far as I can remember.
Just grunty noise.
It's just these two screaming at each other. It's literally a dinosaur and a caveman who have bonded over a shared trauma screaming at each other, and I love it to death. It's amazing. But it goes from, like, just being cavemen with dinosaurs around, and then progresses to, like, okay, some weird shit. There's weird bat creatures and cryptids. Cool. And then it's, like, weird dark gods and magic. Like, oh, okay, this is getting eldritch very quickly.
Well, that's because it's really leaning on the Conan the Barbarian vibe.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. I don't even know what it is, but I'm probably going to try and find it now.
Actually, it probably is the best way of putting it, is kind of a sword and sorcery thing. But
It really is.
More of a spear and sorcery thing. because he does not have the swords. But yeah, no, that's
really
keeping me going. So that's going to be interesting. And we have strayed very far from the original topic of Ezra Miller being insane.
Yeah, but I mean, did we really want to stay on that topic? I think we said everything we needed to say about it. Dude is batshit.
That is true.
It's just weird, like, how can you go that far downhill that fucking quick? Like, something has to have snapped in his head, or something has to have happened and driven him that fucking far, that fucking quickly.
I maintain Warner Brothers. Decisions. Yeah, Warner Brothers must be hurting for revenue if they are even considering keeping this film from release, for releasing, basically. Like, they must need an influx of some kind of revenue.
Look, that's the thing, though, because they... Okay, to like, again, I know very little about it, because we just generally don't. Or at least not that I've seen anything about that I can cite. The Batgirl movie was in, like, final stage of post-production, and they shit-canned it.
Yeah.
So, if they're hurting for cash, then they wouldn't have shit-canned that movie. They'd have let it go at least to digital.
Yeah, they could have at least dropped that on streaming and, like, that far into what the fuck happened there? Like, unless there's a court case yet to come out and they're going, fuck, we just preemptively canned this. Like, who the fuck knows? Then I don't think we'll ever really know. But that was a really late cycle can.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of hearsay and, like, a lot of fear-mongering that might be true, but we don't know. I have not seen anything that is like, this is the concrete reason this movie was shit-canned.
But
there is a lot of
about
background stuff with the
director,
people in charge that might have caused it.
Yeah,
something about that, but I've not looked into it, and I don't think there's much out there for it. So, but it seems like Warner Brothers is having a tough time at the moment. It's like, you know what? Maybe focus on making a good product somewhere and stop giving people so much, non-oversight. Just oversee them a bit, but fuck.
That being said, what was the one they had James Gunn do for them? Suicide Squad. They basically gave him no oversight, and he produced one of the best movies they put out.
That is true, actually.
Yeah.
I know, just hire a talent wrangler who doesn't let the talent escape the set and cause felonies on a fucking Hawaiian shoot. Just like, no, you're going over here now.
Look,
they need Warner Brothers or DC really need like a Kevin Feige, whatever his fucking name is, someone that has a goal for an entire thing, goes, this is what we're doing. Everyone else can fuck off. We're doing this.
They need just a guy with a spray bottle sitting in on the planning meetings for these movies and like, oh, we're gonna make them dark and broody. No, bad. Just squirt them in the face.
Well, again, you don't have to get rid of the grim dark. You just have to appropriately utilize it.
Yeah. Because even animated Batman was grim and dark, but he was still a sassy bitch. Like, some of the shit he pulled, like, hell, stealing Green Lantern's ring. That, that's a pretty hilarious thing for someone to do.
I mean, I just point to the not the original, the other Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn did, because that one is just fun. But then you find out some of the back story for the polka dot dude and the Ratcatcher girl, and it's just like, oh man, this is a little fucked up.
They did the stories for those really well, and like I think the movie was all the better for it. Even the spin-off of fucking John Cena's character in that was pretty cool.
Peacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
I really enjoyed Peacemaker.
They did well with that. Like, why the fuck can't they do that more?
Yeah. If they tomorrow they decided, all right, we're scrapping it all. We're just going to get rid of all of the stuff. We're going to redo the DC universe. The thing I would be most annoyed about is them getting rid of Peacemaker, because that show is great.
Yeah.
Peacemaker's kind of a douchebag in the movie, but he's supposed to be. But the TV show goes into great lengths to make him actually a good, well-rounded character. And
they humanize him a lot in that.
Make him
show,
a lovable douchebag.
Yeah, pretty much. And the whole thing of like, oh, he's a douchebag, but then they show he's capable of change and gets actual character development, which I was not expecting. So, and it's like all the fucked up backstory of who his father is and that kind of shit. Well, I can see why you were a douchebag. You were raised by the king of them. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like like spoilers for the back half of Peacemaker, a show that came out months ago. The bit where you find out that his dad made him and his brother fight, and like brutally so, like bare-fisted in a pit, and then he accidentally killed his brother, and his dad resents him for it because he liked that one more.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck? No wonder Peacemaker's fucked up.
And like the worst thing is like when that revelation, that's when he's playing piano, isn't it? He's just sitting there expertly playing
That's
fucking
John
piano.
Cena playing too.
Yeah, that's actually John Cena playing the piano, which I found fucking amazing. But yeah, no, it was just, I really recommend that entire thing.
Absolutely.
Good fun.
Absolutely. It's a good show. Very good time to watch.
The weird thing is,
Although,
DC is capable of doing good things, but they never do it for their movies. Like apart from Suicide Squad, but that's the outlier. It's not the rule.
Well,
and
Shazam.
Absolutely say,
like Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
the Shazam movie, that was fucking great. I absolutely love that movie. So they
Shazam
are
was pretty
possible
good.
of doing it. They just don't. For
They have
whatever
to embrace
fucked
the
up
camp.
reason. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you're putting people with superpowers in spandex. There's a certain level of, like, guys, you kind of have to have a little bit of fun with it.
Well, for the longest time, I always thought it was, no, we can't tarnish these characters. But then they started just going against that character's normal shit anyway. Making Superman not the bright shining beacon of America anymore, like the everyman, that kind of stuff. And it's like, all right, you've strayed from the character's original premise, and I don't know why you've done this. Like, have you gone back and rewatched Superman recently? Because I did.
The DC movies?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I did,
Didn't
and
particularly enjoy them the first time.
I wanted to actually like try and give them another shot because I do like certain DC stuff, and I'll give it a shot. Maybe I was just I was never a huge DC fan. Maybe I was biased, and I went back, and I think I figured out what it is. Like the writing isn't great, sure. It's not a great storyline. Their Lex Luthor is just stupid, but everything is sepia toned. Like they've taken a sepia filter and just blasted over the movie. If you remove it and you made Soup's colors not washed out and more brown and grey, then it still kind of would work. And there's people who are putting up filtered versions around the place that do have that color correction. And it's like, I don't know why, but this makes it better. I'm not visually being assaulted by greys and browns bringing me down. I have at least a bit of color to look at.
Well, see, like, it makes sense even if you wanted to have that more quote-unquote realistic dark tones in your color palette. Having a character like Superman, like, absolutely pop with, like, bright reds and blues would make sense. Because then when he's in a scene with all these muted colors, he stands out. You feel like he's that resonant presence in a room.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want him to be the same, where he blends?
I don't understand the design choices that were made there. It's just odd.
I don't understand DC's
That and he
design choices.
destroys a large majority of the city. Let's be honest. He fucks up Metropolis.
Oh yeah,
not Metropolis.
Like,
no, it's Metropolis.
there were a lot of people in those buildings. Like the death toll of that has got to be fucking massive. But I'm
everyone's just
probably
like,
the only
he's
one,
fine.
but
He's a great man.
I would have loved to have seen an entire movie of Ben Affleck's Batman. Like, I need to sneak into this building. I can just blow the shit out of it. They're non-lethal rounds from a 50 cal. Fuck it, let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that. Like, non-lethal fucking vicious Batman.
I actually really enjoyed Batfleck. Like, legitimately,
yeah.
I enjoyed his portrayal of old Bruce. Like, it worked.
like-
Everything around him was shit.
Right. It's almost to the point where it's like, I'm sick of all this shit. I'm just going to blow it up. And fuck you all. Like he was fucking
honestly,
brutal. He fucked people up.
Because that's meant to be like end of the Batman that's meant to be looking for a replacement by that point. The fact he didn't have a Robin was one of the big things that annoyed me. Is like you should have at least an offsider somewhere. Like you've got Alfred, sure,
but
but
by that stage you should have several.
Yeah,
there should
the
be
Batman
several
is
running
huge.
around the city.
They didn't explain the suit of Robin armor that was in his collection that looked like it had been fucked up by the Joker.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were assuming this was
Jason
this
Todd.
was the Robin that gets turned into Red Hood. But I don't think they ever finished that.
Yeah.
No, well, I think there was meant to be another like Batfleck movie, but it just never happened, which I honestly would have enjoyed seeing.
Well, they teased it at the end, which was the multiverse thing of basically Injustice. It would have been by the looks of the end credits scene. And honestly, the Injustice comic storyline is pretty fucking fun. Like, it's a great comic run.
Absolutely encourage people to read that.
Oh yeah, no, I would honestly, if they did it properly, and not the animated movie, because I watched that.
Oh, that was trash.
That's trash. Garbage. It was really bad. But I would be really happy to see a live action, either probably a long running series or something for Injustice, where Supes is like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking control now. I run this. I'm the captain now. I run this shit. And just destroys everything. It's great fun.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with that entire run is, I swear to God, no matter what happens, the second Supes turns evil in any comic, because it happens a few times, it's a running thing, but Wonder Woman's always like, oh, we're evil now? Fucking A! She's only like a short conversation with Supes away from being a villain at any time. Like, I swear to God. At any point, it's like, oh, we're killing people? Neat. And then she does. It makes sense. She was raised as a warrior, but it's like, holy shit.
I think in that comic run, like, Flash gets like some of the best dialogue.
Oh, he does. Because he flips between the two sides a few times, doesn't he? He's like, he starts with Supes and then sees how shit he gets.
It's been a while, and I don't think he gets the chance to switch sides. I think Supes does him in.
Yeah.
But I just always remember the scene where they're playing chess, and he's holding a conversation while, like, repeatedly beating Superman at chess.
Yeah.
And it's an intense little chat they have. It's really, really good.
They did a lot of really good writing in that one. And also, you know, Alfred kicking the ever-loving shit out of certain superpowered people. Because they just have a super soldier pill at that point. It's like, we have a pill that can make people super soldiers for a short amount of time. So, like, Compound V, essentially.
Yeah.
And they just start handing that shit out to the Bat Fam, and the Bat Fam gets actual powers, and it's terrifying.
And then you get all the various villains and things that don't want to be part of the whole thing Supes is doing and come on side and all kinds of stuff. It's really, like I said, it's an amazing comic run. Would absolutely suggest people check that out if they have not.
Definitely.
Well,
why can't they do
want
that?
To move on to the back half of the podcast and do some spoilery. Well, I mean, we've already been doing some light spoilery stuff, but like really put down the spoiler warnings.
Why not?
It's old stuff. We're safe.
Right. So, first thing I want to talk about, because I've been playing it, John Doe's been playing it, is Spider-Man came out on the PC.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
So it has been really, it's a good port. Like, it runs super well. I get like butter smooth frame rates, wicked quick load times. It's like, as far as console to PC ports go, it's pretty good.
I have one very important question. Did they keep the original Peter Parker model for the character, or did they update it to the newer one?
I didn't play enough of Miles Morales to be able to answer that question.
It's the original one from...
This is my first time playing Spider-Man.
The original Spider-Man PlayStation game that came out, the model for Peter Parker was jarring. It looked strange. Everyone else looked normal, but Parker looked odd, and I cannot explain why. But in Miles, they switched it to a new one, which looks better. You know, younger, more Peter Parker-like. And it's so fucking strange, I swear to God.
I will admit, he looks younger than I remember from when I played it, although that could just be a misremember. I think the problem that the Peter Parker in this one has is he's got a bit of a dead-eyed expression.
Yeah, I know.
Not a lot of facial movement when he does anything.
Yeah.
But
so he tends to have a bit of a mannequin feel when he's talking to people. Like, this is Robo Peter. Spider-Man's on duty right now.
So, besides all that, I gotta say, fucking Sony's whole thing of bringing out all these first their games out on PC. Holy fuck, I'm absolutely loving that.
Yeah.
A whole heap of exclusive games that I was like, fuck, I'd really like to play that, but I don't want to buy a whole new console just to play fucking half a dozen games. And now most of those games are coming on PC. fucking brilliant.
Yeah, no, they had to do something to compete with Microsoft.
But they're not even really competing with Microsoft for any of it.
Not even a little.
Yeah.
Like, they're more competing with fucking Nintendo Online than they are fucking Microsoft Online at the moment. But
True.
just...
But I mean, like, I was not surprised when we saw Horizon Zero Dawn or, to some degree, Spider-Man, because those aren't, like, big system seller first-party titles from Sony. The fact that PC even got God of War, like, that has been a system seller for Sony for, like, the last 4 consoles. It's like, you can't underestimate how big of a deal it is that PC even got a look in for a God of War title.
Friggin' oath. And, like, I really want the, like, Forbidden West on PC. I really want to play that. But several years, whatever the fuck they're going to take them to do it. But I know they're doing, like, some of the Uncharted games. Like, it's not the original 1, 2, and 3. It's, like, 3, and then a spin-off, and then another one in it.
The spin-off wasn't great, if I remember correctly. It wasn't horrible, but it didn't really stand out to me.
I think it's Thief's End and the one where it's Chloe and the blonde girl. I think that's the other one that's in that pack. And that's all we're getting on PC for some fucking reason. Why don't do the whole thing?
Yeah, why not do a whole fucking collection of it and, like, bang, here's
honestly, though,
4 or
like,
5 games and run with it.
The originals would need a decent overhaul to be worth playing.
Oh, they would, but what more of a perfect
Do you
time
remember
than
the
a full fucking remaster?
Yeah, I mean, like, I tried looking back at them a while ago. It's like that fucking jet ski in that first game.
Oh, look, all the big problem stuff is in the first game.
Yeah.
The bad controls, the kind of unfair environment, the big unfair gunfights, the jet ski, the fucking jet ski.
Oh, fuck it.
That's
like,
all
ice
game
is
one.
less slippery than that fucking jet ski was. I swear to God.
But what more of a perfect time than do a remaster and, like, fix up those janky bits of it? A new fucking control scheme to help with the big gunfights. Redo the physics for the fucking shitty jet ski. What better fucking time than release it out onto a new platform and go, bang, here's the new shit.
Yeah. And it would let you put that same version out on PS5 and be like, look, Uncharted's back. We're still doing it.
You want to give us the dollar bills? Fuck yeah, here they are.
Because, like, if they replaced all the shit in it, then I probably would get it. It was a solid game. I enjoyed it. I kept playing the franchise, so had to be doing something right.
I'm still surprised we got a franchise off of that first game.
Yeah, no.
I really didn't touch the Uncharted games until I was having a shitty day, and a friend of ours had just bought the second one. So I went round to his place and just sat and watched him play it, and it was like, God, this game's really fucking good. And he's like, here, you can borrow the first one, and you can borrow the second one when I finish it. So I took the first one home and played it, and was just like, the fuck is this? How is this the first game in this franchise? Because the second one is so much better.
They actually learned
from just strength to strength to strength.
Yeah. But it's like, from that as well, we also ended up getting new Tomb Raider, because they now had a competitor and had to step their game up and do better.
So funny. Like, Tomb Raider, what is it? Uncharted just wanted to be better Tomb Raider, and then Tomb Raider was like, hold my beer.
Yeah. But that's the thing with both of them, because they always touched on elements of the supernatural, but never really dove into it completely, did they?
I mean, depends, because, like...
The new stuff definitely
You
did.
may not remember, but in the many, many moons ago, where the original Tomb Raider franchise came out, it did end with you in a giant pyramid of the Atlanteans fighting a strange flesh monster.
That is true, yeah.
And then some of the other ones, when you got into the skions and the whatnot, you had, like, people floating around with stars shooting magic bullets at Lara.
True. But even then, I did like the fact that it went down those routes. It was fun.
Yeah. But I mean, like, we're also talking about, like, the old, like, 90s, early 2000s Tomb Raiders, and they were just fucking loose, so...
The 90s was a dark time.
Yeah,
fun,
lawless wasteland across the board.
I'm a little
but
curious.
We've gotten pretty off Spider-Man. Back to Spider-Man.
But I know, like, the Miles Morales Expandalone is coming out for it, but I'm curious what the next run of fucking PlayStation PC games is going to be. Like, there's the Uncharted, there's the Miles Morales, but we haven't really been told anything beyond that. Like, what other titles or franchises would you want to see on PC?
look, the one I want most, and I'm sure Swoosh will agree with me on this one, simply to get it into more people's hands, they need to drop Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. No, I'm keen for that, because then I can just buy it once and never have to buy it again. Because I'll keep buying it, that's the problem.
Because they've done they've done a couple of big open world games. You know, I mean, all three of them actually are. For me,
they're
honest.
branching
but they're all very different styles. There's not very many platformers on PC anymore. It's not a big genre.
No.
So if they brought Ratchet and Clank with that like platformy shooter mechanics, I think they'd have a real niche that they could just like slot it into and just exploit the crap out of.
Oh yeah, and the best thing is like with the most recent game, it's back to what it used to be, and it's great. They've just scrubbed away Nexus and the tie-in movie one, because that game was
well, the tie-in movie one was non-canonical and everybody knew it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the movie, I actually kind of liked. They did keep certain things going, but the actual game suffered there because Ratchet and Clank always had weird facial animations and that kind of fun stuff. Like Ratchet was always animated, but then the movie tie-in came in, happened, and that was gone. Everything was deadpan talking. It's like, what is this?
I think the weird bit, because like I went over to your place and we played the movie one in one night. The problem I found with that is because I had not that long ago played through 1, 2, and 3. Because I had the HD remasters of them. So playing that one, which is a loose re-kajigga of the first game, and being like, this doesn't flow properly anymore. It doesn't work right.
Yeah. I mean,
because they're remixing bits and moving things and putting new bits in, but they're not fixing the things that don't line up anymore. It was very weird.
Story-wise, I did like some of the changes, like bringing Dr. Nefarious in a lot earlier was actually pretty good. Having him as the mastermind behind the idiot who's running things, like, that makes sense. That is what Nefarious would do, and it was great. Also, he wasn't a robot yet, so fun. But yeah, no, and then the new game comes out, opens with Nefarious doing nefarious things and finding the Dimensionator and making it a gun instead of a hat this time. Because that's the other fun thing about that franchise. Giant, amazing weapon. What the Lombaxes put it in? A fucking hat. Like, what does this do? It rips open dimensions. Like, okay, what do we do? It's a hat now. Like, nah.
Well, I wanted to look fancy at every party ever.
Exactly. And I love the absurdity of that entire franchise. And if that hit PC, then I would happily buy it again. Like,
I mean, really, the only game franchise on PC that I can think of off the top of my head that's even playing in the same ballpark is A Hat in Time. And I would highly suggest anyone who likes platformers definitely check out A Hat in Time. It's very, very good. But it's an underserved market on PC.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a built-in audience. Just, do you want money?
I like money.
Well, just looking pretty much like for PlayStation's releases, like the God of War, sort of open world, Spider-Man, open world, Days Gone, another open world, Horizon, open world. They also did Predator Hunting Ground, that asymmetric multiplayer game, and Helldivers. So...
Oh, yeah, Helldivers.
I would actually really like a decent Predator game.
Everyone would.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's called AVP2, and it's stuck in rights hell.
Yeah.
God, I honestly, if I opened up GOG one day and they were like, we got AVP2, I would auto-buy it. I don't care what it costs. I would auto-buy that fucking game. Yeah. It's the best Predator, Aliens, Marines game they ever did. I don't care about the new one. It's pretty, but it's not as good. And the original Classic 2000 is a bit rough. AVP2 is peak. It is the best.
But that does lead us to our next topic, actually.
Yeah, we want to talk about the Prey movie, which is amazing.
I really enjoyed that movie, man. Like,
very, very
holy
much
shit.
So.
Oh, so fucking good. So, I'm going to get out of the way the one thing I dislike, which you could never fix. Well, you could, but it would require it to go back in time and not have it happen. Apparently, originally this movie was completely scripted, so all the main cast actually spoke in Comanche. And at some point, the studio basically went, nope, it's happening in English. So They did it in English, and that's the movie we got. They did create a dub track of the whole movie in Comanche, but it's not great. It clearly is like they got half a dozen people to do all the voice lines, and they don't have a lot of direction, so there's not a lot of tone in what they say, and it's very, like, it sounds heavily like it's just in a recording booth. We just got someone to read the script. It's nice that they did it, and I appreciate it, but I would have rather the whole movie be in that dialogue, because there's one line that never sounds right to me, and I don't know if there is a phrase in Comanche that says it, but it just sounds wrong to me when they say it, and that's when they say, "Take it home."
Yeah.
Because it feels too much like something some dude saying to someone in a dugout at a baseball pitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know, bases are loaded, take it home, son. It just feels wrong, and I don't think I would have been that bothered if, say, they'd said it, and then the subtitles came up with "Take it home," because they'd have been like, oh, that's just something that's translated as close as it can be. I don't know if that is the line or how it's supposed to be done. All I know is it sounds wrong.
I would have really enjoyed it in the original language. That would have been great.
So would I.
They did some interesting stuff.
How good would that have been for, like, bringing more, like, awareness to a community? Like holy shit, this whole language, and, like, that's fucking amazing. Not just it's in English and okay, here's a dub.
Yeah. That being said, it's not that bad in English. Like, it's not enough to bring the movie down.
It is fucking a great movie.
It's not a deal breaker, because I like the fact that when other people speaking other languages, you don't know what they're saying. There is no subtitles, which is great.
They just say "speaking French."
Yeah, it's just like, what is going on? What are they saying? And it's like,
which is a great concept, because that character doesn't understand that fucking language, so you don't understand that language, which is fucking great, I suppose, unless you speak French. But yeah, I think that's just a great way of showing that, holy fuck, I don't know these people, and they're not speaking what I understand. That was just really cool.
I just like the fact that it doesn't start with the predator just going straight after the people. It's like it's out doing random stuff. Like, it gets bitten by a snake, so it fucks up the snake. It's like, don't. All right, you started this. Rip.
Well, the thing is, though, it does the whole predator thing to the snake.
Yeah,
like, it skins it, it takes the skull out, it does everything. It's actually there to hunt, but it does it in this really nice progression of it fighting something bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets to people. Because you have it fight it kills the snake, but that's just a side note. And I know we're talking about the movie, and so anyone listening to this, we've already spoiled it. How fucking dope would it have been if you didn't know the predator was in this movie when it got to that shot looking out over the valley, and then the predator
the shimmers. That would be fucking awesome.
That would be amazing. But you'd have to somehow watch this movie and not know the predator was in it.
Yeah.
But that's the first time you see the predator, and then the next one, if I recall, is when the snake tries to bite it. He does that. He then fights the wolf.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good fight. And then when it fucking bare knuckles a fucking bear.
Yes. Oh my god.
And like the bear just chews the shit out of it, and it's like, hang on, we're not done yet. Like, that's fucking awesome.
And the thing's like, it's covered in blood, ruining the cloak as well. And it's like, oh fuck, I can see it because it's covered in bear blood. But
so fucking metal. This predator is dope as hell.
Yeah.
And the fact that they keep the camo on for so long, like at the start I was a little like, okay, well you've shown the predator, so take the camo off. You don't need to keep it on. We know it's the predator. But it ends up really working because you get shots like that where you can just like when you first see it the first couple of times, you can mostly just see like its arm or something because it's got a little bit of blood on it. That's like one of the first shots where you really get to feel like how big this predator is.
And how actual, like,
he's holding...
how much strength it has, how much power. It's like holding this big motherfucking bear after it's just knocked it the fuck out.
I think it might be a predator that's at the end of its life kind of thing, because it's wearing zero armor apart from the helmet.
Yeah, no, but I also get the feeling that it's not. It's just hunting, and it just doesn't have that stuff. I don't know how much they wanted to ascribe to the quote-unquote lore of the predators, but end-of-life predators go to a planet and they bring nothing but a spear. They don't have the face helmet, nothing. It's purely hunt until you die.
Yeah.
I'd Probably just me. I'd love to see a movie of predators where they actually come across a species where they're actually under threat, and you see all of the predator toys come out, like just all the tech and all the shit is like, oh my god, this shit's just fucking absolutely kicking off. I'd love to see that.
Basically, put away the hunting rifle, we'll bring out the submachine gun, and we'll see what happens.
Like, I'd love to see, like, predator war machines, like, just fucking, they're out there and, like, fuck everything in particular.
Yeah.
See, that's cool, but at the same time, I'd have a slight problem with that, because I think the Predator is the best when you remember that the Predator is supposed to be a hunter.
Absolutely. And, like, that's the whole point of the Predator. They're out there to hunt. It's just, I'd like to see all the little toys, because that's what I absolutely love about the Predator. I'd love to see them on such a big scale.
The fucking net that rips through that guy and
that was such a cool scene, because you've only ever seen that net before where it like tightens up and holds the person there, and like sure it cuts in a little bit, but this thing fucking minces.
It slices, it dices.
Chunky.
Oh look, when they finally get to that big fight where he fights all the French guys, and it unloads, it uses all of its toys. It is just like, dude, this is so insane.
It honestly felt like the Predator was having a lot of fun. Like,
yeah,
it was enjoying
it really did
immensely. Like, it was
especially
great fun.
Like, up through this, it hasn't had a chance to really let go. Like, it's fought all the animals, and then it fights a couple of Comanche guys, but it dominates them. They don't phase it. And then you get to this scene where it's with where the French guys are like, well, we're gonna kill it because it's been killing our guys, and they set up all these traps and all this shit for it, and none of it pans out.
No.
I love that there's the two guys talking. There's the two guys talking about what they're gonna do to the Predator, and then in the background you can just see it like ripping dudes off horses.
Yeah. No, it's the fucking bear trapped the face for one guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, all the motion and everything, all the movements of the Predator felt real, which was great. That's hard to pull off for something like this. Like, props to whoever did the visual effects for that one. It was fucking good.
Having, like, the gimme of, like, the flower that makes you cold. Like, that felt a little, like, I honestly thought they were going to do the whole fucking mud trick again, which would have been cool, but, like, here's a flower, it makes you cold. Now Predator can't see you. It just happens to help.
Yeah. That was a bit Deus Ex Machina, but still.
I didn't mind it too much though, because they lampshaded early, because they have the dude get attacked that they find, and they use it on him, and then he's like, oh, he's all cold.
To bring down
we should put a blanket on him, and then she's like, don't do that. That'll warm him up, and it'll stop the effect we're looking for. And then they do it again with the dude with his stump leg, so they can show you how it affects within the Predator's vision. Because this Predator can only see in heat vision. It doesn't have other modes.
Yeah.
So you get to see how it works before the girl eventually uses it. I do agree it's a bit Deus Ex Machina, but they at least showed it a couple times, not just when she goes to use it, it works.
Yeah.
They at least bothered to do some setup work.
Which, at least that's something rare at this point.
When she used it, I genuinely thought that was going to be the end of the movie. Like, I had to look at the thing to see how much was left. When she straight out brains it with the fucking, like, pistol, like, holy fuck, this movie's over, like, here.
That whole scene with her around the campfire with the French dude, that is, like, some of the most badass shit. She takes the fucking thing, stands up, and then just sidesteps out of its way as it walks through. Yeah. It's just like, dude, what the fuck? That is so metal.
I genuinely thought, like, she pulled, like, the Predator snap band off the other bloke's leg, and then straightens it out, and it's like, okay, and then she only uses it to cut another bloke's fucking leg off. Like, there's a fucking weapon that works for you, like, and it cuts through fucking limbs. Like, why would you not use that again? Like,
who knows? But
I don't know. I think that was a missed opportunity to fuck that Predator up that little bit more before it, like, the whole blow. I think there's a missed opportunity there. But
we've got a decent Predator movie now. Like, at least we have a decent Predator movie for the first time in a while, which means we might get more of them, which I'm keen for. Like, I want to see some of the other stuff in the Predator lore. Like, there is a random chick who is living among the Predators. Like, she's shit kicker tier among them. But she lives in Predator society because she killed a queen. Like, they just turn... Because it wasn't... she kills a alien queen and then puts the head on her roof.
Yeah. It's the first AVP comic.
Yeah.
At the end of the comic, she's helped them kill an alien queen. And so she mounts its head on top of her house. So when the next time the Predators show up, they're like, bitch, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. And it's like,
And then
hi,
she
you're
goes
one of
and
us
lives
now.
with
Come
them.
with us.
She wouldn't be a descendant of Ripley, would she?
I don't believe so. It has been a while since I read those comics.
That would be
though.
a cool little, like, hey, by the way.
But, like, the thing I think is most impressive about the Prey movie is that literally everything that happens in the movie builds to the final fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost everything gets used in that fight, right down to a story about a beaver.
Yeah.
Like, she
Like,
uses
Like, that one's-
everything.
That's the reference for when he cuts his own arm off. It's just like everything. There's not a thing in this movie that doesn't lead up ultimately to that one fight. And that makes that fight so much more badass.
And, like, all the way through the movie, like, she's literally the prey. Like, she's the weakest of the lot. At every stage of it, no, you can't do this. You can't hunt. You're the weakest at everything. And then, like, she sort of finds herself in it, and it all comes full circle. Like, even to the point where her brother admits, like, that plan you had for hunting the wildcat with the tree, it worked. That's how I got the kill. So your plan worked, just you didn't quite see it through to fruition, which is pretty cool. Like, she that gave that little bit of confidence. Oh shit, my plan could work, and I thought it was a great build up for it.
100%. It is a peerless movie as far as the Predator franchise is concerned. Personally, for me, I think it's the best one.
Like,
Yeah.
It's
I'm
hard
a
to
big
compete
fan
with
of the original.
nostalgia of, like, the old, like, the first one. It's fucking hard to compete with, because that's just Arnie and, like, oh my god, fucking Predator. But for actual story, I think it's the better movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way I look at it, though. It's like, you know, like, in its totality, I think Prey is significantly better.
I have a question, though.
The
about
original
the-
Predator has that 90s B charm, though.
Oh
that
yeah,
is
very
just
much so.
ephemeral and eternal.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But with Prey, doesn't she end up held, like, with a gun that she's taken from somewhere? Like, is that the same
The
gun that's
flintlock?
handed over in... Yeah, is that the same
Yes.
gun that's handed over in
Yes.
2? Yeah.
Yes.
Thought it was. Because I saw that, like, that has to be the same gun. But I couldn't find my
All we
copy.
don't know is how it gets from her to a Predator.
No, yeah. Never a good thing.
So, I mean, maybe a sequel, we find out.
That'd be interesting.
There is the implication at the end of the credit sequence when they do all these like cave paintings of everything that happened in the movie over the credits, and in the final panel of the credit sequence, it's like more Predator ships coming.
Yeah.
So there might be another Prey movie, whatever they call it, because they haven't had a consistent naming convention for the Predator movies since 2.
It makes me think it'll be, like... If they figured out one of them had died, that's just the sounding call for the Predators to go, ooh, something big is there. Let's go fuck with humanity. We'll just go fuck with this planet. And
Well, I mean,
becomes
they
a
do-
hunting
I th-
range.
I'm pretty sure at the end of the movie, she's like, "There's more things out there. We need to get ready."
Yeah. But, like, I don't see why the Predator had to detonate its arm thing when it did. Like, it was well and truly dominating. It had that and truly over. It's not just, well, I don't need this bit of kit anymore. Why?
I think that was it. Yeah, it's just like, you know what? This is annoying me. This is it must be naked.
Well, it didn't blow up a 12 by 12 mile radius, so
No. Like, but it fucking cluster bombed and
yeah.
destroyed that bit of equipment.
Yeah, it was a bit of a throwaway thing. It's like, why are you getting rid of that so quickly? You're not in danger.
Like, there's plenty of Predator toys that get used for a little bit and then thrown away, and it's like, well, that's still out in the world, or this is still here, or like, yeah.
It's not enough for me to hate the movie. It's like, there's little things like, that's questionable,
Yeah.
but maybe you're just a
Because
shit
kinda,
predator.
yeah.
Because those big ass fucking claws on its arm are still on that body, so now there's
Yeah.
Comanches with fucking indestructible fucking claws. Like,
Ooh.
see, they're riding across the plains. Get the fuck out of the way.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Turns out
I mean, I would
Excalibur is just
expect
one of
them-
those blades.
Yeah.
I mean, I would expect if we get a sequel and it still follows these Comanche to have, main girl with like big wrist blade.
Oh, yeah.
That would be fucking
Honestly,
awesome.
what I would like is just more time periods with just the Predator thrown in, just shits and giggles. Can you imagine?
Actually, I saw a better post, which was they wanted to see other horror franchises do the back in time thing.
Yeah.
And I think that is an amazing idea.
So like the xenomorphs in feudal Japan, which would be fucking
that'd be fun.
awesome.
One of them was the cube from Hellraiser, but in like ancient Greece.
Yeah.
A place that's already full of decadence. It's like there's so much fertile ground to take your horror franchises and spin them back in time.
They don't all have to go to space.
Way more interesting.
Send them
Space
in time.
is where horror goes to die.
Space is where horror goes to die every time.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Because they can't hear you scream.
Wow, using the old noodle there, John Doe.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense now. But
all right, so we're up to an hour. I think we're going to wrap it up for this week.
Yep.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, bud.
Have a good one. Bye.
See ya.